Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second contest of the evening. Please welcome to the ring the second contender from London in the south of England, representing the south, marvellous Marvin Small.
Well, here we go then. He's been a bit of a fly in the ointment, Marvin Small, Richie. His training's been poor, his attitude hasn't been fantastic, but apparently he's come on in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, he struggled with the training, no doubt about that. But at the same time, he's got a nice style about him, Steve. I do like his style, but he has found it extremely difficult on the training.
So Marvin Small then out to put us all out of our misery here, and he's taking on John Johnson from Liverpool.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the second contender from the north, Liverpool, John Johnson.
Well, one thing, of course, John Johnson will want to wipe out the memory of that previous defeat.
Yes, he will, and he's had a few problems in training himself with little injuries, but this kid's got a lovely style, counter-puncher, got a great left jab, and I like this lad also. I think he's got talent.
Yeah, I think Marvin will struggle here.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the home of British boxing, the legendary York Hall here in East London. Tonight, Channel 5 proudly presents 3 2-minute rounds of boxing. Without further ado, introducing our second southern contender in the blue corner, wearing the blue coloured shorts with white trim. Of his team from the south of England, weighing in at 65.7 kilos or 10 stones 7 pounds. Introducing a boxer successfully selected ahead of several hundred of the best amateur boxers in the south of England, presenting marvellous Marvin Small. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the red shorts trimmed with white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 67 kilograms, that's 10 stones and 5 pounds, successfully making his way to the final. Over 230 boxers from the north, presenting from Liverpool, John Johnson. The officials and 5 judges appointed by the Amateur Boxing Association timekeeper Tony Treacy, official in charge Ted Gorham, referee once again Michael Jones. 3 rounds.
Here we go then, bout number 2 on the Boxing Academy finals. Marvin Small in action against John Johnson. Johnson, of course, trying to eradicate their previous defeat.
Second down, first round.
So the southpaw then, from the south in the blue top, Marvin Small, known as Marvellous. And he could be the fly in the ointment here. No one really expects him to win, Richie, but he could shine, couldn't he?
Well, he started very positively on the front foot there. We expected him to come out a little bit tentatively, but certainly not.
He's a powerful puncher as well, Marvin.
The thing is, Steve, as well, he's a southpaw, isn't he? And they're always awkward, the southpaws. So Johnson's got his work cut out here.
Nice little clipping left hook there from John Johnson. Bit of damage, I think. Yep. Slight cut there underneath the left eye of John Johnson. Well, Marvin is trying ever so hard here. Well, that was a push, not a knockdown.
I think Johnson's a little bit surprised here with how Small has started. He started very positively, and it certainly caught Johnson off guard, definitely.
Absolutely, and as you can see, there's a cut underneath Johnson's left eye. He's bleeding from the nose as well, and Marvin is having an absolute heyday here. And as you can see now, Johnson's very, very hesitant, Richie.
Yeah, he's hesitant, and he's finding the southpaw style very, very awkward. He's got to start moving to his left a little bit more.
Well, this doesn't look good, does it? This does not look good for John Johnson. Mick Jones, our referee, they're taking him over to see Tony Chandler, and he doesn't, well, it's going to carry on.
I don't think there's a cut there, Steve. I think it's actually like a bad graze or a little mouse that's appearing, as we call in the game. A little swelling under that left eye.
One thing Marvin is strong, there's no doubt about that, and he's very committed as well.
Yeah, and he's getting through with some lovely jabs, and that's mainly because Johnson's got a very low left hand again. He's got to get the hand up.
And he's really putting a great deal behind these right jabs, isn't he?
Yeah, he started very positively, Small has. This is excellent work from him early on.
Well, Johnson did the right thing there, got in, landed a couple of shots, got out again without getting caught, so he's learning as he goes.
Yeah, that's a good sign, isn't it? He's certainly working to the body as well, just picking the points up and then hitting and moving. Because at the end of the day, Steve, this game is about hitting your opponent and not getting hit yourself.
Absolutely right. Good start there from these two boys.
We've lost.
So a bit of replay here then. Thank you very much from the opening session. And I tell you what, a very strong start here by Marvin Small. John Johnson there, probably a little bit upset by the power that Small showed.
Well, Small has found the target on frequent occasions there, and very happy with that 1-2 combination especially.
Second round.
Into round two then of the scheduled three, and Marvin Small, I think, has made a better start against John Johnson. But Johnson, as you said, Richie, he's got a decent style. He likes to get in, fire off quickly and get out of the way. And he did that towards the end of round one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And what he's got to start doing now, he's got to start throwing more right hands, Steve. Got to move to his left and throw that right hand left up combination. That's always the best combination to throw against the southpaw.
Absolutely right. Well, he's looking very confident now, Johnson. Although Marvin Small's still got a very slender lead. Well, Johnson has grown into this contest as it's gone on, and Small under a bit of pressure here, but still landing hefty punches occasionally.
With Johnson there, sustained the attack. That was a great attack there from Johnson. It really was, keeping his man on the back foot and sustaining the pressure. Excellent stuff.
Not a particularly amateur style though, John Johnson, has he?
Well, I think what he's doing, he's finding out that when he's actually staying at mid and long range, he's getting caught repeatedly with that right jab of Small. So what Johnson's doing now, throwing caution to the wind, pushing his man on the back foot and sustaining the pressure. Great tactic.
Well, the referee, Mick Jones, they didn't enjoy Johnson standing back and almost goading Marvin Small. And Marvin needs to repeat that first round form, really.
Yeah, Johnson's got to get back behind that jab and start coming forward a little bit more. In the first 30 seconds of this contest especially, he was on the front foot and he was in command, but now he's letting it slip.
Yes, Johnson's taken over now. Well, Marvin looks like he's lost a bit of concentration here.
Well, not only concentration, Steve, I think he's tired a little bit here. He's certainly slower to the punch now, and Johnson, look at the confidence that this Liverpudlian lad has got now.
Absolutely right, and well, Marvin Small now well out of touch here. Well, Tony Cisse, Wendell Henry and Tony Burns in that small corner, urging him on, but a good round there for John Johnson, clawing back a first round deficit.
That was a great round, wasn't it, for him? And it was a disastrous round for Small.
So a bit of replay coming up there from round two here. Small missing wildly, Johnson connecting nicely. And as you said, Richie, all he had to do was find his rhythm, and he's got it.
Yes.
And Small now very much second best here.
Yeah, great work there from Johnson, sustaining the pressure, trying to keep his man on the ropes, but a two-fisted attack, and he applied the right pressure there.
Well, big left hand there from Small on the replay, but took a lovely jab in return. So Tony Challoner must be pretty happy with the way things have gone so far. And there's the score, 6 points between them. Very unlikely that Small will claw that back, Richie.
Well, he'll really have to start boxing the way he did in that first 30 seconds to a minute in the first round.
Here we go then, third and final round, and John Johnson has really got his rhythm together here. After a rough start, where Small was all guns blazing, And, well, John Johnson doing exactly the right thing now. He's spurning the strength that Marvin Small obviously has, and Marvin's rhythm has gone now.
Yeah, Small is making the mistake of just waiting far too long here, and he's falling short with that right jab, which is always, obviously, that's bad. He's falling short, and Johnson's coming back at him.
Same thing happened in sparring, of course, and Marvin doesn't like a lad who stands back half a pace. He doesn't like looking for the fight. And Johnson doing exactly the right thing here, staying a pace back, waiting for Small to commit and then countering him.
Yeah, what he's actually doing is making his opponent fall short. Small's falling short, then Johnson's coming back at him, and then he's sustaining that pressure. Look how he just pinched the jab there to the body. Good stuff from Johnson.
Absolutely right. So good work there in the Liverpool corner. Well, North v South, this is going to level things up now, one apiece. Well, looks like Marvin Small's reverted to type here. He had a fantastic start, Richie, but he's gone back into his shell now. And this is the Marvin Small I think we've all come to know and love.
Yeah, he had a great first minute, didn't he, at the first round, and he just couldn't maintain that pace. And he's let this fight slip, he really has. But all credit to Johnson, he's applied the right tactics. This is great stuff from the lad in red here.
Well, a count here against Small now, last round, just a few seconds to go. And John Johnson's got this one well and truly in the bag. No extra points, of course, for counts in this game. Well, a terrific win there, 23-8 to John Johnson from the north. And Marvin got through it. I think that's the most positive thing we can say after a terrific first minute, Richie.
Yeah, he got through the contest. He should be proud of himself in many, many ways, Steve. It takes a brave man to get in that ring, and he fought all the way there, but he was just beaten on the nod by a better man.
That's right, and as you can see, Marvin's bad training has paid off here, because he's absolutely worn out in that corner, sitting very raggedy. Tony Cisse trying to drum some life into Marvin Small, but you know, we saw him in the gym, we saw him on the road, he performed badly, and well, that's life.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, the scores are 23 points to 8 in favour of John Johnson.
So Johnson then a very good winner here. Tactically he fought exactly the right battle. He took Small's hard shots, survived the cut, came back and won in good style.
Yeah, great performance from Johnson. He will be pleased. Small started very well, but he just let it slip. And Johnson, you've got to say, the better man on the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd contest of the evening. Please welcome to the ring the 2nd Southern contender from Hemel Hempstead in the south of England, representing the south, Richard Connolly.
Here he comes in from Hemel Hempstead, but boxing for the Finchley Boxing Club. Richard Connolly, 20 years of age, good kid, very, very fast hands, good little inside fighter.
Yeah, prefers to work at mid and short range, doesn't he, Connolly? And it will be a handful for anyone in this tournament tonight.
Very confident, though.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 3rd of the northern contenders. Representing the north, from Bolton, Dave Court.
What a smile on MC Michael Parsons' face there, because he's of course from Bolton as well, the same place as Dave Court. A real tough kid, Dave Court, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a tough lad, and he's a talented lad also. This has the makings of a cracking contest, it really does, Steve.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the third of the contest. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the blue colour shorts and white. Boxing from the south of England and weighing in at 67.25 kilos, that's 10 stone and 5 pounds. Introducing a boxer successfully selected ahead of several hundred of the best amateur boxers in the south of England, representing the south, Richard Connolly. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the red, white and blue coloured shorts. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 67 kilograms, that's 10 stones and 5 pounds. Successfully making his way to the final, over 230 boxers from the north, representing the north, from Bolton, Dave Court. The officials and 5 judges appointed by the Amateur Boxing Association, timekeeper Tony Treacy, and the referee in charge for this contest is Mr. Bill Phillips. 3 2-minute rounds.
Here we go then, 3-2s. Richard Connolly in action here against Dave Court. Now this should be an absolute belter, Richie.
Yeah, this has the makings of a cracking contest, it really does.
Referee Billy Phillips represented the south this time.
Seconds out, first round.
So round 1. And Dave Court's a tough kid, and Connolly doesn't want to get involved, I don't think, too much on the inside, although a lovely little left hand there for Connolly. I do know that both these lads have had problems in training with injuries. Oh, a lovely right hand there for Connolly. Well, this could be the turn-up of the tournament, Richie.
Yeah, this is a lovely right hand from Connolly there. He's also putting together some nice combinations, 2 and 3, 4. 4 shots went in there. At least 2 got through, so Connolly's starting a little bit better.
Indeed he has, but as we saw earlier, Tony Challoner in the Liverpool corner knows exactly what to tell the lads at the end of a completed round to change things around. So Connolly will have to be as busy as he possibly can be. Lovely bit of work here again from Richard.
And Connolly doing very well here because he's changing the attack from body to head. He's showing a little bit more variation here, Connolly, early, which is good. Excellent stuff.
Well, we do know that Court likes to trade on strength and durability, but Connolly, of course, is a very busy little boxer, and that may be the difference between them. Richard was very confident of victory here tonight. He said, I'm really up for this. This is my stage.
Yeah, and you get lads like that who will rise to the occasion when there's a big crowd cheering them on, then they seem to perform even better. And Connolly here, he's throwing the punches in 2s and 3s. This is good stuff, accurate stuff from Connolly.
Absolutely right. Terrific lead here for Richard. 5-1 in front. And a true reflection, I think, of what we've seen so far. But I don't think we've seen the best of Dave Court yet.
Now, Court, he's just falling short with some shots. He's certainly not into his rhythm. And Connolly's boxing much better. He's slipping shots. He's moving in very quickly and then getting out again. Good stuff from Connolly, but Court is just not with it at this stage.
That's right. So the Bolton Bulldog, then 21 years of age. 10 bouts under his belt, 6 wins, 4 defeats. A slap there from Court. And Connolly's just 20. And he's won 3 out of 3. Good form. Good start then for Connolly, winning that first round very clearly, 8-2.
Yeah, what a great first round that was from Connolly. Many good shots going in, very accurate, quick with the feet, good stuff.
So there's the lovely Leilani. So watch a bit of replay here then from the opening session, and Connolly very, very fast hands, and that really his trademark. Likes to get inside, throw lots of punches, and at the moment Dave Court struggling here to stay with him.
Yeah, he's struggling mainly because Connolly has he's provided a sterner test than what Court thought he was up against really here, and Connolly's been very busy on the inside, throwing the punches in 3s and 4s, and he's been a lot more accurate. He's boxed much better than Court in that first round.
That's right, Tony Bones there, the chief trainer at
Seconds
Wrexham.
out,
His lads have been training.
second round.
Well, Court will try and land the big shots now, I suspect. Big stiff jab there from Dave Court, but once again Connolly's fast hands paying off for him. Well, we've got a real war on our hands here.
Well, Court knows he's behind, doesn't he? And his trainers must have said to him, listen, you've got to get after this kid, you've got to you're falling short with your shots. You've got to move those feet into range and start working a lot more, and that's exactly what he's doing, Dave Court.
Absolutely. And I've always said that Richard Connolly, it's a very, very close vote in the South. He could have beaten any of these lads from Liverpool on his night, of course.
Stay with him, come on.
And once again, boxing very well here. Court trying to up the power, but Connolly still very quick. Good mover, good puncher, nice combinations. And no change. Well, there's been one change in the score. Connolly's 1 point further in front. Well, neither of these boys knows the score at this stage. As once again, Connolly lands from the right and the left. And again, Court just too slow.
Connolly, the much quicker puncher here. He's also working from body to head and switching the attack. Better variation, much more accurate with the shots, but he's always on the move, Connolly, as well, which is excellent.
But one good shot here from Court could change things around, couldn't it?
Well, he's looking for the big shot, Dave Court, no doubt about it, but in doing that, sometimes he's waiting a little bit too long and he's being outworked, basically.
Absolutely right. Good vision there, Richie. And well, not much left in round two now, as once again a right comes across here from Richard Connolly. And Court trying ever so hard. Switch to southpaw here, trying to make life a bit more difficult for Connolly, but that won't bother him. Again, Connolly scores beautifully.
Some lovely right hands coming from Connolly now. Oh, and there's another one. Look at that. That was an excellent shot.
Absolutely right. Terrific stuff, this from Richard. As I say, I think he's got the beating of any of the lads in the mall on this kind of form. A great round there, 12-3.
2 minutes we're talking about now. We're talking about 2 minutes. You're in front, okay? That's the best I've seen you, kid. 2 minutes, Rich. Come on. 2 minutes. Get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Some great work from Connolly there, and there's that lovely right hand, but he was switching the attack there from body to head. Gets caught with a little right uppercut himself. But generally the work's been better from Connolly there, switching the attack, body and then the head. His head is always moving, he's a hard target to hit. Much better work, and there's that lovely right uppercut from Connolly. What a great shot that was.
Absolutely, and he's been doing this in the gym all day long. And Court was the man I was worried about. But as we know, he's 9 points adrift with 2 minutes to go. Connolly on the verge here of a big win.
Third and last round.
Indeed it is, and third and final round here. And Court needs a stoppage to win this one, Richie.
Yeah, he needs a stoppage, there's no question of that. I think Connolly here, he's just got to keep that guard up. And there he screws that shot in again, changes the angle to the uppercut. Great stuff from Connolly. Although Court is on the front foot, he's looking for the victory himself.
I think Court is playing into Connolly's hands here by coming in over the top of him, allowing Richard to land the uppercut. Nice little combination there from Court. He's got a lot of ground to make up though, and 9 points behind. And Connolly cannot relax here, he's got to keep working.
The Court senses that he's obviously behind, and he can really throw in everything, and the kitchen sink as well. Dave Court here tonight, but he's being outworked.
Terrific bit of work here from Richard Connolly now. Well, he's done the Recton coaches proud, he's done his own club Finchley proud as well.
Look at the head movement there from Connolly. That was excellent, really was. Avoiding punches. But I just think the difference has been also his accuracy. He's a lot more accurate with the shots, Connolly.
Yeah, speed and accuracy a major factor in this particular contest. And Court has been exceptionally strong, of that we knew anyway. But Connolly has had an answer to everything that Davis tried. Terrific performance this from both lads, but particularly from Connolly. Once again, that switch to southpaw from Court confused no one really but himself. Still an 8 point difference between them. And a lovely little right again from Richard Connolly here. Slips inside beautifully.
That was a super shot, right hand, it really was. Look at this stuff from Connolly now, even with his back up the ropes. Good stuff, you've got to say, must be accurate boxer.
Terrific performance this from the south, a terrific win there, 19-11 for Richard Connolly, beating a tough guy from Bolton in Dave Court. Well, we're going to get the official verdict from our MC, also from Bolton, but looking a bit glum now, Mr. Michael Pass. His lad has been beaten and he knows it.
Yeah, what a terrific performance that was from Connolly. Great variation in his attacks from body to head, and the accuracy was superb from him, it really was. You can't fault Dave Court's effort, but he was just outworked and outgunned tonight, he really was.
Well, neither boy really knows officially who's won yet, but we do. And I've got no complaints.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, the judges have scored the contest 19 points to 11. 11 in favour of the winner from the South, Richard Connolly.
Terrific performance there. A few boos around this hall, no need for that. I wonder where they're coming from, but Richard Connolly, a very, very decent winner. Well done, Dave Court, but not your night. 2-1 to the South.
Richard Connolly!
Will do. Terrific stuff.
Oh, this is the sound we want to hear. Boys of the North, how you getting on, all right? Good lads. For the South, how are we doing? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me just explain what's going to happen now. There's going to be one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first contest of the evening. Please welcome to the ring the first Southern contender from London Colney in the south of England, representing the South, Barney Doherty.
Hello, good evening, a big warm welcome to Channel 5's coverage of the Boxing Academy. My name's Steve Holdsworth. Delighted to say I've been joined by the former world super middleweight champion, Richie Woodall. Richie, we've got a real fight in our hands here, haven't we?
Yes, we have indeed. I'm really looking forward to seeing this kid. Barney Doherty. He's a little bit of a loose cannon, you might say, but for me, he has got that Irish fighting spirit, he really has, and I'm looking forward to seeing him tonight.
Absolutely. Barney, by the way, has been secluded in a dressing room all on his own, refused to get involved with the rest of the team, and I just wonder if that'll go against him.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first Northern contender. In this, the Boxing Academy 2004, representing the North from Liverpool, Peter Spencer.
Here we go then, Peter Spencer from Liverpool, just 18 years of age, a year younger than Barney Doherty. And he's up against it here because Barney has predicted a second round knockout victory.
Yeah, he's up against it, definitely, mainly because he's got a very relaxed guard as well, Spencer, so he's got to have very fast feet tonight, Steve, because you can't have a low guard against this kid Doherty. He's such an handful, and he'll be looking for that knockout punch.
Absolutely right. There you are, both lads in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the home of British boxing, the legendary York Hall here in Bethnal Green, East London. Tonight, Channel 5 proudly presents 3 2-minute rounds of boxing for the Boxing Academy Championships of Great Britain 2004. Without further ado, introducing our first contender, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the blue shorts and white trim of his team from the south of England. Weighing in at 64 kilos, that's 10 stones and 4 pounds. Introducing a boxer successfully selected ahead of several hundred of the best amateur boxers in the south of England, representing the South, Barney Doherty. And opposing him in the red corner, wearing the red-coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 69 kilograms, that's 10 stones and 9 pounds. Successfully making his way to the final, over 230 boxers from the north, representing the north from Liverpool, Peter Spencer. Officials and 5 judges appointed by the ABA. Timekeeper Tony Treacy, officer in charge Ted Gorham, and the referee Michael Jones. 3 2-minute rounds.
Here we go then, this is our first
Seconds out,
final
first round.
in the Boxing Academy. Barney Doherty in action against Peter Spencer. And your initial thoughts, Richard, you've seen Spencer in action in training.
Yeah, he's very, very relaxed, and he's got a lovely style, but occasionally those hands are a little bit too relaxed for me, and he's got a very low guard. And against someone like Doherty, then he really has got to keep that guard up, because this guy is a bit of a handful.
Absolutely right, and the atmosphere here is absolutely electric. I've never seen anything like it.
For an amateur contest, it really is something special. These lads have worked really hard, and the crowd is matching that. It's excellent.
Well, I've got to say at the moment, Barney Doherty representing the South has got off to a good start here, Richie.
Yeah, he's been successful. He's stepping straight into it on the front foot, and he's finding the target.
Oh, nice little right there from Spencer. And as you said, Spencer's very relaxed. A bit too relaxed for me, Richie.
Well, yeah, now what he's doing, he's switching from southpaw to orthodox and orthodox to southpaw. A bit of a switch hitter. But for me, he works much better behind that orthodox left jab of his. But he's got to keep that left hand up a little bit more, Steve.
Richard, do you think home advantage makes a big difference here for Doherty?
Well, home advantage normally does, but you have to say that there's a lot of crowd here from Liverpool also, so they're both sets of supporters are very local, very vocal rather. So it's hard to say.
Well, let me just remind you, by the way, that the scoring is being done by computer here. Any 3 of the 5 judges must within 1 second of each other press the red or blue button to register a punch. And as you can see at the moment, I'm not really sure that that is actually being reflected in what we've seen here, because as you can see, the North have got a 1-point lead.
Yeah, Spencer coming back with some good shots of his own. I think a few of the shots from Doherty early on there, Steve, have been missing the target, but he is doing the pressing, so this is sort of going his way, as long as he keeps on that front foot.
Well, there's the end of round 1, and as we saw there at the finish, the North have got a very slender lead with 2 minutes in the bag already. So Peter Spencer has got off a good start. As far as the referee, well, in fact, it's 3-all. As far as the judges are concerned, Spencer's not done too badly, but I don't think that's a true reflection of what we actually saw in the ring.
Well, what we actually saw, Steve, there was Doherty doing all the pressing, wasn't he? He was doing all the pressing, going on the front foot and trying to push his man back, and it looked good, but there was a lot of punches, I have to say, that didn't hit the target. And you know, the judges are a little bit closer to the action than what we are, and they thought that Spencer had a share.
Bit of replay here then from the opening session. Nice right there from Doherty, but took a good right back from Peter Spencer. And again, a nice shot there. Same bunch of punches, I think. So Tony Bones then working with Doherty, and of course Tony Chandler working in the corner there with Peter Spencer. Round 2 coming up. Referee for this one, by the way, Michael Jones.
Second round.
So into round 2 then of the scheduled 3-2s, and the crowd are absolutely ballistic here. I've never seen an atmosphere quite like it. Well, Doherty did predict a second round knockout win, Richie.
Yes, he just catches Spencer there with another good right hand as well, and his tactics very plain to see, on the front foot, pushing his man back, and he's doing okay until now.
I've got to say, a very competitive night's boxing. And if this is the standard we're going to see from here on in, I'm delighted.
Yeah, very. I was a bit confused there. It seemed to be a great shot from Doherty, but it certainly wasn't scored.
Yes, it's rather bizarre the way they score these days, but we're not going to get too preoccupied with that. Oh, Doherty making a pretty decent start here in rounds 1 and 2. And as I say, he's been sitting all on his own in his own dressing room. A bit of a loner, as you said earlier, Richie.
Yeah, he's been very focused leading up to this contest, and he doesn't obviously like to mix it with anyone in the changing rooms. And, you know, everyone has their own style.
Well, a very close contest this, as the score reflects. But Doherty there getting through a nice little cluster of punches again. Oh, beautiful left cross there from Barney Doherty, and as we saw, once again it didn't get picked up by the judges.
Doherty himself there switched to the southpaw stance and caught Spence with a lovely left hand, but gets caught himself with the right there.
Well, this one will go down to the wire without a doubt. Barney Doherty in the blue representing the south against Peter Spencer, of course, representing the north, dressed in red. And a terrific contest to get us underway here tonight. Well, cracking stuff there. Once again, nothing between them, Rich.
Yeah, nip and tuck all the way there. But again, for me, Doherty doing the pressing. He looks the more impressive, but it's the blows that land that are the actual ones that are scoring.
Well, there you go. 9-all at the end of 2 rounds. All on the final session, Richie. 2 minutes to go to impress these judges sufficiently to win.
Yeah, this is a tough one, isn't it? It really is. 9 apiece, and for me, Doherty on that front foot, that's what he's got to keep doing here.
Bit of replay then from the second round, I should say. And Spencer, they're getting through with a little cluster of punches.
Yeah, that was a lovely one too.
And that's that lovely right. Terrific shot that for Doherty. So Doherty once again, bang, lovely left hand. And that's exactly what you're looking for, Rich, isn't it? The backhand.
There he was switching to the southpaw, and then he just brought that left hand across, and that was a great shot, great straight left.
Here we go then for the third and final round of our first contest of the evening. This is the finals, of course, of Boxing Academy, courtesy of Channel 5. And, Barney Doherty and Peter Spencer dead level after 2 sessions. Well, nice uppercut there from Spencer. And Richie, I've got to remind you, this really to them is equivalent to you boxing in the Olympic semi-final against Roy Jones, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they've been through the training camps and they've had a goal to aim at, which is obviously this contest. So they'll want to win tonight, no doubt about it.
Well, as we can see, Spencer still got the lead here, although a lovely left hand there again for Doherty. And as you said, Richie, an awful lot of Scousers have come down here from Liverpool, left about midday today. And it's quite a slack for them, isn't it?
It certainly is, and they have come down in the hundreds. Really, I was talking to a lot of Scousers before the show started, and they're in good spirits.
Nice bit of work here again for Doherty. Well, Spencer coming back strongly. Well, a terrific bit of boxing to kick off the action here tonight. And Doherty's got a nosebleed now.
Yeah, great bit of action from both lads there. Doherty scoring first and then Spencer coming back with his own 1-2. Great stuff from both lads.
And it's still close enough to go either way, this one.
And Spencer's gone too low for me now, Stephen. He's getting caught because he's tiring.
Well, looks like Spencer's blowing a bit now. Nice jab there again for Doherty. Oh, and that's a big wild throw there from Spencer.
Yeah, he actually caught Doherty with a good left hand before that, but he's a little bit...
well, a cracking opening then to tonight's action here. And, well, for my money, Barney Doherty deserves to win that, Richie.
Yeah, I think he did enough in that last round there to probably take the contest. But it was a close one, Steve. This one is going to be a tough one for the judges to sort out. Nothing in it, but we think that the South has just edged this one.
Absolutely, and of course, a celebrity-filled hall here at York Hall. Well, as you can see, well now, look, we've got a dead level 14-14, which means it goes to a count back, which means that the lowest and highest scores will be brought back in, because of course this is an amalgam of 3 of the 5 scores, but they'll bring back in the other scores. Well, the lads, of course, don't know at this point what the situation is, but we're just going to get our MC, Mr. Michael Pass, to give us the official verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds of boxing, the scores are as follows: 60-53 for the winner, Barney Doherty.
Well, as we suspected, Doherty did get it on a count back, Richie.
Yeah, it was a close contest, but that front foot style of his did the trick, and we thought he won it, and there wasn't a lot in it, but he edged it.
Great start then for the South. Barney Doherty wins our first contest.
After 3 rounds, they were level. No, that's all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th contest of the evening. Please welcome to the ring the 4th Southern contender from Hornchurch in the south of England, representing the South, Lee Newman.
Well, here comes Lee Newman, who was the number 2 spot in the South, a terrific boxer. Very good puncher as well, and he comes from Hornchurch in Essex, and he's a member of the Dagenham Boxing Club. Good record as well, 3 wins, 2 defeats. And all of his wins have actually come by knockout, Richie.
Yeah, he can punch a bit, there's no doubt about that. But for me tonight, he's going to have to box at distance, considering he's a very strong lad. But this kid, he has got power, he's a good boxer, he's got some good coaches in his corner, so he's got it all to do tonight, but I'm sure he'll be looking forward to it.
Absolutely, very confident as well.
And so, our next northern contender, ladies and gentlemen, the 4th one, presenting from Liverpool, Joey Monroe.
Well, here is Joey Monroe, 18 years of age, just like his opponent Lee Newman, from Liverpool, known as the Animal. Well, we'll see about that. Undefeated in 5 starts to date.
Yeah, this guy, certainly, when I went up to take the masterclass, he did catch my eye. He's a very strong lad, this lad. Likes to fight on the inside, mid to short range fighter, definitely. His favourite fighter is Mike Tyson, and you can see why how he actually fights. Very exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the boxers. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the blue corner and wearing the white coloured shorts. Presenting from the south of England, weighing in at 69 kilos or 10 stones and 9 pounds. Introducing a boxer successfully selected ahead of several 100 of the best amateur boxers in the south. Presenting Lee Newbags Newman. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black coloured shorts trimmed with red. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 68 kilograms or 10 stones and 7 pounds. Successfully making his way to the final, over 230 boxers from the north, presenting from Liverpool, Joey the Animal Monroe. The officials and 5 judges appointed by the ABA, timekeeper Tony Treacy, officer in charge Ted Gorham, and the referee for this contest is Michael Jones. 3 2-minute rounds.
Indeed it is, and this should be an active belter. I've said that all along, Richie, but this looks an absolute classic, doesn't it? The boxer versus
Second
the fighter.
down, first round.
So Lee Newman then from Hornchurch in Essex against Liverpool's Joey Monroe, both lads 18 years of age. And, well, I know Monroe likes to get nice and close, but Newman's a very good long-distance boxer, and that could be against Joey Monroe.
Yeah, this bout is all about Munro having to get in on the inside, and Newman's got to keep it nice and long. So very, very interesting. These obviously it's a clash of styles, and styles make fights.
Absolutely right. Lee Newman then made a decent start here, trained by my old mate Mark Patrick. And Mark has commented on the punching power that Newman has. Nice left hook there though from Munro. And this really was considered something of a bank. A lovely right there. Oh, and a good left hand from Munro. And he was considered something of a banker for the Liverpool team, the Northern I should say.
Well, they may have said that, but he's in against a good lad here as well tonight in Newman. Newman's got a terrific right hand, but Munro's getting through with those right hand, left hook combinations. Great stuff from Munro early.
Let's close the gap very effectively. A good lead now from Munro here.
Oh, that was excellent there from Munro, the way he just slipped inside and rolled around those punches, underneath those punches rather. Excellent stuff from Munro.
Well, he's impressed a lot of people, Joey. At the moment, he's impressing me and Lee Newman. Well, Lee's tactics are all wrong here. He should be fighting more at long range, but instead of that, he's fighting Munro's kind of fight, isn't he?
Yeah, Munro is dictating definitely here, pushing forward on the front foot. What Newman should also try and start to do is throw a few uppercuts, because that's the punch that may catch Joey Munro.
Yep, and Joey, they're making a big mistake. When he leaves the left hand, the right comes flying out to the side. Big mistake, that. But I've seen Newman box better than this. Oh, a lovely left hook there from Lee. Oh, takes a terrific right though back from Joey Munro. Box for Gurdell in Liverpool. Nice right there, but not 10-4 in fact on the bell for Joey Munro.
Well, there was a superb 1-2 combination from Newman there right at the end of the contest, and Munro certainly felt it.
If you build your weight rating from here,
well, I imagine that Tony Chandler pretty so far. Bit of replay here then from the opening session. Lovely right hand there from Joey Munro. And you know, he's the kind of kid, he loves to feel his knuckles on the opponent, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a very exciting kid, isn't he? There were some good right hands and great left hooks over the top there. That was a perfect example. But he got caught himself towards the end of the round, but catching his opponent there with a lovely left jab, Munro, that was excellent.
Well, a bit of attitude there at the end of the round. Not to worry.
It's all part of the game, Steve.
Remember that central. Hands up, Lee.
Second round.
In we go then to round two here. Lee Newman's tactics have got to be right here. He cannot afford to allow Joey Munro to get close enough to him to land those lovely clusters of hooks. So 10-6 then at the end of round one. Newman gets a point back.
What is going to be very important here, Steve, that Joey Munro must keep that head moving as he's coming in, because he'll walk onto that straight right from Newman.
I think Lee Newman's tactics have taken the fight to Munro completely wrong. He needs to stand back half a pace, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got to find a way of just creating that gap. And there's Newman's obviously ruffled here, having a little bit of an argument with somebody there.
But he's only 1 point behind at 10-9. Good round this so far for Lee, using his footwork well now, which is what he needed to do in the first round. He doesn't need a fight, he needs a boxing match. Don't take the fight to Joey Munro at all. Let Munro commit himself and then counter. Equally, of course, from Munro's point of view, he needs to get inside those longer arms and that bit of reach advantage. Drives a lovely right hand, and once again, Newman asking for this. Terrific stuff.
Excellent stuff from both players, Steve. I think the crowd is so loud here, they're actually struggling to hear the referee's commands.
Lovely right there from Newman. But you know, he's getting, I think, reared up by the crowd here. He's reacting to the crowd instead of doing his own thing.
Well, Newman has just got to stay composed here and trying to work behind that jab. Monroe has got to close that gap. He's starting to show signs of tiring now, Monroe, and that will actually suit Newman.
That's right, well, it's 13-all now, and there's a nosebleed. And I tell you what, Richie, this one is as close as it comes.
Yeah, this is a classic, it really is. Boxer against the fighter.
Yeah. Good work there again from Newman.
Oh, Newman there made the classic mistake of dropping those hands.
He does that a lot. Nosebleed now for Monroe, but still 1 point in front at 15-14. It's not too late for either of these two to come through and win this. It could be anybody's.
Monroe looks absolutely exhausted at this stage.
Yes, he does. Well, I tell you what, very close stuff again. But Monroe still has the slightest of edges. Bit of replay coming up there for round two. Lovely little right there, but he took a terrific left back from Newman. And Newman on the prowl there, going forward. Once again, I think making a big mistake here, taking the bout to Joey Monroe.
Yeah, some good stuff there from Monroe. Just moving that head, trying to bob and weave underneath, and then catching Newman here. And that's where he dropped his hands, Newman, on those ropes, and that was a bad mistake, because he got caught with 2 or 3 good shots there. Look, a left hook and then a right hand, and then another right, and that's mainly because he's got his hands low.
What was he thinking of? So last 2 minutes then to decide this one. Monroe has the slightest of edges coming up to the last of the scheduled 3-2s.
Third and last round.
Well, you said Monroe was tired at the end of the second round. Let's see how he fares here at the start of the third. As you can see, he's 2 points in front of 16-14. Newman's got to keep his hands up and keep on moving. And that's a terrible mistake there from Newman.
Oh, he nearly paid the price there, he really did. Just did the lay back and just moved out the way of that left hook from Monroe. But Newman has got to watch on those ropes with low hands. Here comes Monroe again.
Well, tactically there, a big mistake from Lee Newman. And there's a warning, 2 points that will cost him for holding. Well, that's fascinating. That's going to be a 2-pointer in favour of Lee Newman. And let's face it, he needs it. And yet the irony is he's still 3 points behind.
I think it was actually for not standing back, taking a step back, Steve.
I see. Well, there's 1 point between them now. Those 2 points went to Newman because of a public warning against Joey Monroe, who's still in front by a point. It's level. If this goes to a count back, I do not fancy Lee Newman. 18-all, it couldn't be closer. This is if it goes to a count back, I do not fancy Newman's chances here. I think Monroe will get this.
This is a great contest, isn't it? And Monroe now must press home a little bit, and Newman, on the other hand, he's got to create that gap and get through with the better shots.
Yeah, but he's still, tactically, it's all wrong here from Lee. Although, once again, Newman levels it up. He's in front for the first time by 2 points. 3 points in front now. Well, Monroe's fought an absolute belter, but Newman pulls it out of the bag right at the death here. 5 points in front.
Well, amazing there. The last 30 seconds, then Newman's put together 3 or 4 good shots that have hit the target, and that's been the difference. Nothing in this fight at all.
Well, I've got to say Monroe was a Liverpool banker, but he's not had the fitness to carry on his terrific form he showed in the first and second rounds. And Newman, tactically naive, but still coming through with a win. 4 points to the good. And only a few seconds, there's the final bell. 24-20 for Lee Newman. Does he deserve it, Richie?
Well, you have to say that all the pressing was from Monroe, and I would say that as a neutral, it looked like he was going to win the contest. But, you know, the punches have got to hit the target, and towards the end there, Newman certainly come back with 3 or 4 good shots that hit the target, and that was the difference.
Don't forget, the lads do not know the score at this point. They don't know if they've won or lost. We're not going to tell them. But the score officially is 24-20 in favour of the South, and Lee Newman making it 3-1 currently to the South.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, the judges have decided 24 points to 20 for the winner, Lee Newman.
Well, there you are. There's a delight on Newman's face, and distraught. He's distraught, isn't he, Joe Monroe? He's staggered there going back to his corner. Absolutely worn out, Richie. But a terrific win for the South.
Yeah, good win, and both fighters give everything there. And Monroe will feel that he won that contest, but it wasn't to be.
Terrific win for the South, and Lee Newman making the score 3-1.
Well done, mate.